Imaginary Incorporated.
Bate, normalmente tem de 1 a 2.
What's up, everyone? I'm Imaginary.
And I'm Master Dre.
Yep. And also on the couch is my stable.
Vai começar Nights. Vai ser jogado no PC, é o port para PC do jogo.
And yeah, this is going to be Nights into Dreams HD. This is the remaster version, so if it looks a little crisper than you remember, that's probably why.
Nights é o jogo de passa.
So we're gonna start
Passa
out in
bola.
3, 2, 1, go. So this game is actually, I feel like, a really good intro game for people who want to get into speedrunning because the controls are super simple. You have your movement and you have your action button, and that's basically all you need.
That is.
Nights é um jogo bem simples de ser jogado.
The one thing that might take some getting used to is the lack of gravity, because you're basically flying through most of this game.
É um bom jogo de se jogar. Joguei no Dreamcast.
I do indeed. Ricky,
Não sei se foi ele que jogou no Dreamcast ou o port dele do Saturn.
Hello from South Korea. Can I get a Kirby player? Turns out you can. And Endo Soma sent in $15 and says, Nights remains such a charming game. Been really looking
São
forward to
todos
this run.
jogos com temáticas de bolas aí, né? A gente tem Katamari ali, que é uma bola que gruda em bolas. Agora, Nights, que é um cara que coleciona bolas.
It's one of those few games that falls into the 2.5D category, where the world is in 3D, but you're confined to a 2D plane. However, some of your abilities actually reach into the 3D plane, like the paraloop. So you're actually able to grab things from different courses.
Esse jogo é um jogo 2.5D. Apesar do mapa ser 3D, você anda aí num plano que seria 2D. Só que uma coisa que eles abusam um pouco é que algumas habilidades elas funcionam no plano 3D. Então eles se aproveitam disso para pegar algumas coisas antes do que deveriam.
Most likely, yeah. But she's got to collect as many orbs as she can.
Yeah, you need 20 orbs to 20 of the blue chips to unlock the idia from each course.
Correct. And I'll also point out that this game has an amazing soundtrack.
As bolinhas amarelas são pontos. As bolas azuis são os objetivos.
So this is Gilwing. He is theoretically the easiest boss.
Seu primeiro boss.
So for this boss, she's going to go for the one cycle. Normally you're supposed to knock off a bunch
Em teoria,
of different sections
é o mais fácil.
but if you hit a specific spot on his tail, you can actually just immediately finish the fight, and it's much faster.
Ela vai tentar fazer a quick kill. Normalmente esse boss tem que bater no rabo dele pra ir caindo as partes. Só que tem um ponto específico que se você bater já cai o rabo todo.
Hit you while you're trying to do this in this version, which is what keeps happening.
E na versão HD tem que ter um pouco mais específico, preciso pra acertar, porque eles corrigiram as hitbox. Yeah, conseguiu.
Nice.
So there are other buttons that you can use to do these tricks, but you don't really need them for the speedrun. They're just for show. But just playing with the shoulder buttons will make Nights do tricks. Also, by the way, welcome to the Jester block.
Yes.
Because right after this, Fuckmaster Dre is going to be doing Spark the Electric Jester 2.
Yes, I'm pretty sure this was not
Our tá
intentional, but we
empolgadaço.
unofficially made this the Jester block because of that.
Tem 2 jogos aí de bobo da corte, um seguido do outro.
So there's 2 levels of this game where after you finish it, it will insist on teaching you how to play the game no matter how many times you've already played it.
Because we all love
so that was the first one. So now we go into Mystic Forest. Mystic Forest is also pretty straightforward. So if you want to read some donations, I'll let you know when things get interesting.
Yes, Zach's Brayback sends in $50 and says,
Olha só,
don't let, like,
correr, pegar mais bolas.
Don't let the anxiety get you.
O objetivo são as bolas azuis. Os pontos são as bolas laranjas e amarelos.
That's my roommate.
They sound awesome.
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends ever in the world.
We got time for one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jungle Robba sends in $25 but doesn't have a comment, so I'm just gonna say, we believe in you, Imaginary. It's just the comment from now on.
There's another orb.
So many orbs. And when you hit those little nightmare, they will also turn into orbs. Okay, so this one we actually do this course backwards because for some reason they put all of the blue chips after the idiot capture in this one. So, excuse me, loops. Thank you. So we actually just run this entire course backwards, and that is the fastest way to do it.
One thing to keep in mind, on the lower left, the little green meter, that is her drill meter. So she can't just infinitely drill throughout the level. She has to make sure she has enough meter for that.
Yes, and as you can see, we're getting very low, which is pretty common for this level.
Pronto, a escolha de jogo ela se baseia nas runs que o pessoal sabe fazer. Então,
With one of my favorite stupid tricks.
provavelmente não tivemos submits para esses jogos. Eu sei que Naruto, por exemplo, não teve.
Again, the soundtrack for this game
Mas
is so good.
exclamação social, participe da comunidade. Temos outras maratonas temáticas no futuro.
And then, if we go down this way, we could actually just slide under these instead of flying around them like we're supposed to. And do a loop there to reveal a power-up that fills our drill meter. That's very important because in this version of the game, there's a pattern for the boss that can kill him in either 3 or 4 hits, depending on how lucky you get. But you need the drill dash to be able to secure that first hit in time.
Ele usou de um glitch ali para passar por debaixo sem dar a volta.
Alrighty, so what's going on?
Para pegar um power-up. Que era preencher a barra de drill. Que ela vai precisar de 3 hits pro boss e ela precisa do drill dash para fazer o primeiro hit. Ele já morreu.
So you can actually kill him in 3 hits as long as you get him both the second times when he's already down.
No wonder I don't remember that boss. That one went by so quick.
Core in the House de DS conta como jogo de anime. Segredo pra vocês.
He actually found the pattern for that boss when I was trying to practice it when I was learning this game. So big shout outs to him for finding that. Now we go on to Soft Museum, which is my favorite level in the game. It's like my favorite aesthetic, favorite music, favorite everything. It's amazing.
Eu acho que você perguntou antes, eu não vi. Eu acho que já tomei, mas eu não gosto muito de bebidas quentes.
I actually went back and positioned myself there so that when the Nightmare come and mug me for my Idia, they will actually lift me up into those blue chips and save a few frames there.
Que ela não voa e tem que ficar andando pelo chão torto.
So when you're playing as the kids in this game, there is actually a triple jump similar to Super Mario 64. For the most part, she wants to do the double jump because the triple jump will not carry you forward. It'll carry you vertically much higher, but it won't really carry you forward as much. So you only want to do it if you want to gain height.
So, that cage that I just grabbed there, in the original version, you would not grab that there. You would use that to avoid an auto-scroller later on in the level.
Vai ter Cavaleiro do Zodíaco na maratona Animeton. Vai ser uma race entre 3 pessoas.
And then do the auto-scroller, which has been super simplified compared to the original because you can only control left and right and not up and down as well.
So would you say this version is slower or faster than the original game?
It's really hard to say. You do have to wait for all the loading screens in this version, unfortunately.
Sim, estarei na race.
But it's just a matter of knowing like comparing the two, it's just a matter of knowing.
Esse game chama Nights into Dreams HD, é um port de um jogo de Saturno. Saiu para PC em 2012.
But some of them are just so much harder that it's not worth it, and you're better off finding an alternate route.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's also like certain cinematic things that have been shortened in this version that are longer in the original.
Esse jogo é um jogo que as pessoas ou amam ou não gostam dele. A pessoa que não liga pra ele é porque ou não jogou ou não liga mesmo. Mas normalmente as pessoas têm gostos fortes não, mas tem. Baixar um pouco a live.
So this is an interesting boss. What she wants to do is knock off his cape, otherwise she can't do any damage to him. And after she knocks off the cape, she wants to keep an eye on
pouco melhor.
He almost got back to it.
And what she's doing now is basically playing keep away.
Assim, esse jogo, a pessoa ou gosta muito do jogo ou não gosta dele. Ele é um pouco confuso realmente. Esse boss vai precisar tirar a capa pra bater nele. Se o multiplicador aparece 2.0 é uma luta muito boa. Isso não é mais ou menos. Bom dia, Fifi do Fifi.
For some reason, harder. So this level in particular, I actually rerouted a bit. So you're gonna see me be a lot more diligent about flying through rings, because that's how we fill our drill meter. And because of the new route, we're actually going to skip the power up that fills it all the way automatically. So I have to rely completely
ela fez uma rota nova para essa fase. Então quando começar a voar, ela vai tentar passar por todos os anéis. Porque aquela barrinha verde ela carrega quando você passa os anéis. E na nova rota você não pega o power up pro encher a barra toda. Então ela tem que passar pelos anéis certinho. Sim, Sekiro, que você perdeu, foi antes de Paper Mario. Faz umas 5 horas, um pouco mais. VODs estarão no YouTube em breve.
Another thing is there is a sense of momentum, where if you stop drill dashing, you don't just lose all your momentum right away, probably because Sonic Team developed this game.
That sounds about right.
Já joguei.
The reason I went through all those rings before grabbing that idiot capture in the last lap was because if I went straight to the idiot capture, I would have lost my momentum and had to go through those rings really slowly. So this is the part I'm worried about. If I don't get this trick, then we're gonna have to do an auto-scroller. So hopefully,
ela vai tentar esquipar o auto-scroller agora. Por isso que ela tá fazendo essa movimentação errática.
Basically grab 10 blue chips from a different course over here. And I do that by creating large enough loops by bouncing off the ground. But bouncing off the ground can be kind of unpredictable. Okay, so we need one more, come on.
Mais uma bolinha azul.
I can see it flashing by.
Ela fica quicando ali no chão e no teto.
Okay, I ran out drill, so unfortunately we can't get that.
E como acabou o drill, não vai conseguir. Vai ter que passar pelo auto-scroller.
I did not mean to do that.
O objetivo do game é pegar bolas azuis para liberar o negócio que tá preso. Pra pegar mais bolas azuis, pra liberar o negócio que tá preso. Pra pegar mais bolas azuis. E aí enfrentar um boss.
Ben127 sends in $20 and said, wanted to donate to wish imaginary good luck on the run. I have fond memories of this game and can't wait to see how the updated version looks.
Well, here it is.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
You can actually tell what stuff is, it's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You know, I feel like the orb meme is definitely coming back. There's no way. It's not.
Nessa fase deu
I can't.
deu pouco de errado as
I can
coisas.
only imagine.
I'm picturing it in my head right now.
I have something for that.
Oh, do you?
Michael Schofield sends in $10 and says, "Orbs? Where are the orbs at?"
So this is Puffy. I hate her.
Esse boss é uma bola quase azul.
So this boss kind of has like a Super Mario 64 mechanic where you're basically throwing this boss like into a certain part of the
Sai
wall,
jogando a bola
rotating her around.
pela
Just
fase.
kind of a little different from that game, but similar concept.
When did Super Mario 64 come out again?
I don't remember. Did it come out after or before this game?
I don't know. I remember this came out in, I believe, 96, the original did.
Okay.
So I don't know which came first, but there are definitely similarities.
Well, one of them definitely copied the other.
Solta não foi tão boa, não foi 2.0.
Where someone in Nintendo said that, like, if they were asked if there was like any game that they wish they could have been involved in making, they said that they definitely wish they could have been involved in making Knights. So
It does seem like Nintendo could have some influence in this for sure.
I mean, they were at war with Sega, so.
Yeah. They were
And
probably just
here's the
jealous.
other tutorial screen, insisting that I learn how to play this game.
You know, in case we didn't know already.
Yeah. In case I didn't know how this works. Like, yes, I understand how you want me to play this game. I'm going to play it my way. So this one, we don't get the idiot as the kid, but we are going to get a whole bunch of blue chips because for some reason they only put 8 chips, I think, on the course, on the first course. So you want to just go down there, grab.
Esse jogo é
those,
Nights
and we
into
can,
Were
Dreams.
those actually just hidden in a tree?
Jogo de Sega Saturn que foi
Where are you supposed to find those?
I don't
refeito em
know.
port para
I
PC em
only know about that
2012.
Because of people who ran the original. So, this part, we're gonna want to try and avoid grabbing onto these bars. If they're the ones that the blue chips are surrounding, it's not as big of a deal, but it is slightly slower. We got that booster, which is really nice. Lands us right in the idiot capture.
I gotta say, snow stages in pretty much every game have some of the best tracks. So far, this is definitely one of my favorites.
Something about them winter stages that just bring out the good music, man. So I didn't quite go through that ring the right way, which is unfortunate, but also those snowballs really wanted to get in my way. Now this part coming up is one of the scariest parts because this is the only auto-scroller that isn't absolutely avoidable. And also, if I screw this up, we have to do the whole lap again.
No pressure.
So,
Se ele errar alguma orbe aí nessa parte do carrinho, vai ter que passar tudo de novo.
okay, that is enough. What I'm gonna do here is grab a chip off of that other course there. Grab these that have respawned since we passed the start point. And that is enough to get the idiot.
All right, great job.
All right, so this is Claus, who's another one of the tougher bosses in this game. Also one of the more time-consuming ones. Oh, that's not good.
Os círculos laranjas são só pontos e pra carregar aquela barrinha verde.
He lights these mice on fire. I'm sorry, we like literally just met each other while we were practicing. We're like, hey, do you have a couch? Me neither. Awesome, let's do it. But basically, Claus is gonna light these little mice on fire. And then if you leave them too long, they'll just go off like firecrackers and explode you. But if you could destroy some of them ahead of time, he has less places to jump to get away from you. so it shortens the boss fight.
O negócio era matar os ratinhos que eles spawnam, que explode. Que aí fica sem espaço pra pular e você bate nele.
Yes, yes, yes. NORAD145 sends in $5 and says, we'll donate again if Imaginary breaks PB. Think you're gonna do it?
I don't know. I had to go through that auto-scroller, so we'll see. But so far I feel like I've been doing pretty well. So...
Also, Paxis sends in $200 and says, just have fun.
Fazer run é subjetivo.
Alright, so for what's with
Resposta pode ser sim e não.
The power up is right there, but we're actually gonna get it on our second lap through here. Because might as well save a little bit, conserve a little bit of that drill dash, even though it doesn't matter that much. Once you have a full meter, you're pretty much good. The one thing is there are enemies in this level that if there are these sort of triangular rings type things, I don't know how to explain it really. I'll point them out when they show up. But if you fly through them, they will instantly drain your entire drill meter. So this part's really scary. Obviously we don't want to hit that idiot capture too early.
Oi, vou recuperar, peraí, vou ser o segundo de novo.
We get stuck in an auto-scroller that will destroy our run. If we hit the booster, it will boost us into the grate. So you really have to thread the needle to get those last 3.
Dave Run Sekiro, antes do Paper Mario, há mais ou menos 5 horas e meia atrás, 6 horas atrás.
Not at all.
Estará nos VODs, estará no YouTube.
So that was one of them right there that I almost went through. They are in the scariest spots. That one didn't matter because we're all magnetized right now. So we basically just destroyed him by coming close.
I'm getting like casino vibes from Sonic right now. I don't know why.
So hopefully no cactus bonk. Okay, we avoided the cactus. I bonk that cactus so often, it's kind of stupid. Okay, so there is one over there. I don't know exactly where he was, but he does exist, and I am scared because I have to go back through this area. Okay.
This level is very, like, vertical in comparison to the others that you
played. So that's not exactly how you're supposed to get up in that area, but that's how I did it. So, just because my positioning was, it was more convenient to do it that way. Apparently that wasn't the center of the ring. So now we fly back down, and it's super scary because there's going to be a bunch of bombs falling after us. I avoided the bombs, but I hit another pointy ring. Then he's somewhere over here, or he should be. Okay, we're fine. We just have to thread the needle through those boosters. So that was probably the hardest level in the game. Casually, it tries to do everything it can to ruin your life, so speedrunning is even worse. And then this is Reala. Fun fact, you can actually move around during this little cutscene. You can use that to position yourself better. Reala can do literally everything you can do. So he's kind of the hardest boss to fight, in a way, because he's a little bit unpredictable. But I just killed him.
Okay. So
Bom, o boss morreu.
Basically, yeah.
O maluco era tipo o Shadow e morreu ali, explodiu. Milhões de pessoas mortas.
I'm upset. That was the one boss that I knew exactly what was going on, but he destroyed it so fast.
Yeah. As long as I get good positioning on him, he doesn't stand a chance, really. And so this is the final level.
Última fase agora.
For both sides of the story, the final level is the same. You're just playing.
Sementes gêmeas.
Wiseman doesn't like us jumping apparently, so he knocks us way over here. And clearly, the only answer is to jump off of a cliff into the abyss below. And suddenly we can fly. So this is a little different because we're flying as the kid, which obviously isn't normal compared to the rest of the game. We can't do paraloops, but in exchange, things are kind of just more attracted to us. Get that booster there, so it lines me up. Also, because we can't do paraloop, we can't reveal any power-ups, so we actually have to fly through these sets of rings here to fill our drill meter up. Oh wow, that was not good. Okay, back on track. So yeah, we're going to be flying through a lot of rings to keep our drill meter up because it's very important to have that for the boss.
So how different is this from playing as Knights? Is it similar?
It controls pretty much the same. You just have to remember that paraloops aren't a thing.
Okay.
And you can change your positioning a little bit to not like hit everything head on because things are a little bit more attracted to you. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's these slight camera changes when you get onto those last couple courses, where you want to, as soon as you notice that camera change, you want to turn around and basically do those courses in reverse. And then Claris comes to join us, and together we can get to Knights. And now things get interesting because for this final boss, Knights is going to duelize with both the kids at once.
Boss
There's
final.
going to be 2 Knights on screen.
Fun fact, this is actually, despite being the final boss, it's probably the easiest boss in the
Yes,
game.
it is. So he always has the same exact pattern, basically. He does the fireballs first, and then he's gonna do what
O boss sempre tem o mesmo padrão, então fica muito fácil pra matar ele.
Where you basically just have to avoid all those. You also can't hit him until both Knights are on that barrier around him. So you have to wait a second for the other Knights to catch up. This is a snowball section. He's kind of a scrub and doesn't really aim.
Those snowballs are completely random. So
they are completely random every time. And then this is the part that we needed the drill for. You have to drill dash through that gap in the tornado. Even if you hit that gap, if you don't have the drill dash, you will not get through. This is kind of weird in that it does not end on the final hit on the boss. It ends on the full fade to white afterwards. So in the meantime, tricks.
So time is coming up shortly.
Yeah, time will be coming up very shortly. And time.
E tempo. GG, o cara do tempo ali passou mal.
That was Nights in the Dreams. Like I said, it's a
cinematic.
Game. It's really simple. There's not like crazy boundary breaks that are gonna
28 minutos aí que pareceram algumas horas se divertindo com esse jogo. Maravilhoso.
I think it's like $10 on Steam or something. So it's definitely worth giving a try if you're interested in.
It's a game with basically one button and an analog stick, so it's
basically
a very good entry point.
So, and I just wanted to just a little bit about me and like why this is important to me. I, for a long time, didn't think I could be a speedrunner because a few years ago I suffered a concussion that affected my reaction time. So I just didn't bother trying for a long time, and then the more I learned about speedrunning, I was like, you know, a lot of this is memorization and just like knowing like where everything is, like what you're doing, how to control it and everything. And so I decided to pick up this game, which is one of my favorite games, and just learn how to do it. And now I hold the world record for the remaster. So I just want to let you guys know, like, if you're ever thinking like, no, I could never do it. You can. You just got to put your mind to it and believe in yourself, and you can do it.
Tá falando que ela tem uma concussão e perdeu o tempo de reação dela. Mas mesmo assim ela é speedrunner. Porque o negócio é praticar e decorar.
Thanks for tuning in at this crazy hour of the morning.
Yes, thank you so much, Imaginary. I loved that. That was a great game.